Hello, my name is Shansun Shukla, and I'm going to be talking about a martial art that I practice called Tang Soo Do. It has similar roots to Taekwondo, and is not to be confused with karate, which is a Japanese art. But other than that, let's get into it. But what does Tang Soo Do mean? Where did it come from, and why was it created? In order to understand this, we have to go back to 600 AD in the Silla dynasty. In Korea, in 618 AD, a martial art called Do was founded. This martial art was used for centuries. A master named Hwang Ki was really good at this martial art. After Japanese occupation of Korea ended after World War II, Hwang Ki wanted to create his own martial art to identify Korea with its own identity. In order to further develop his skills, he went to northern China where he encountered the Tang method. The Tang method contained a series of techniques that many warriors in the Tang dynasty used. Hwang Ki took this information, went back to Korea, and created his own martial art called Tang Soo Do. Tang Soo Do literally translates to Way of the China or Chinese hand because of its Tang method origins. Hwang Ki went on to create his own school of martial art called Institute of Martial Arts, Mudo Kwan. The institute split into three branches. One branch was studying Do, one branch was studying Taekwondo, and one branch was studying Tang Soo Do. Since then, many variations of Tang Soo Do came to America and are very popular today. Every class we practice basic drills and techniques. We practice blocks, maki, punches, kokyuk, and kicks, chaki. For example, if I want to say middle punch or center punch, I would say chundan kokyuk. If I want to refer to jumping kick, jumping is iran, so I would say iran up chaki, which means jumping front kick. Depending on which technique you're performing, you're going to choose one of these stances. For hands, there's punch, chop, hammer fist, back fist, etc. And for kicks, there's front kick, side kick, roundhouse kick, back kick, hook kick, axe kick, inside outside kick, outside inside kick, jumping front kick, and there's a jumping variation for most of these. If you were intent on taking down a rival that was strong, independent, and had a philosophy that was completely different from yours, how would you do it? Imagine if you couldn't fight them. What would be the steps that you would take to defeat them? Historically, the answer has been simple. Orchestrate the society's destruction from within. A strong society has its foundation rooted in unique culture and common language. If you can manipulate these two elements, you can weaken any country. But there are many cases where there's difference in language, and this distinction in language can cause a problem. In order to alleviate this, we need to understand that different cultures and different languages must be respected. I think that the martial art that I learned is very cool. I think it's something that everyone should try. So it's really important to me that I refer to it properly and that I use the terms that it contains properly. Although my pronunciation might not be the best and the literal meaning might be the same, I make an effort to embrace all parts of the martial art that I learned and not just the ones that are convenient for me. By using Korean terms in my everyday class, I feel like I can actually develop a stronger connection with what I'm learning. You might not believe it, but every time that I do listen to a Korean command, I feel like that I'm actually learning the martial art more than if I were learning from an English command. I know that might be just petty semantics to some people, but I think it really helps persist this tradition through every single Tang Soo Do institution there is in America. In America, where there's so many different cultures, it's really important to make distinctions between language lineages. In my case, when it comes to Tang Soo Do, I've been doing it my whole life. It's really important to me, and I've developed really deep relationships with my Korean instructors. So when I hear that karate and Tang Soo Do Tang Soo Do is not even regarded as a martial art, it's just karate for everything, it does hurt a little bit. Although it has nothing to do with people refusing to use it, it's just that they don't know about it. But with that, let's get into forms. To refuse to use Korean is dishonorable to the people who founded Tang Soo Do. Tojo and Dojang are actually used for two different martial arts. Dojo is used for karate, and Dojang is used for Tang Soo Do. This confusion between karate and other martial arts has persisted only because people don't carefully choose what language they're using. Not only are a lot of things lost in translation, but it's important to make distinctions between language, such as karate and Tang Soo Do. I take a lot of pride in the martial art that I learned at Tang Soo Do, so it kind of is annoying to have to explain everything in terms of karate, because I know that people won't have any idea what I'm talking about. And that's okay, because not everyone is an expert in Tang Soo Do, but it's important to recognize that there's differences between Asian cultures. Again, Korea and Japan are not the same place. China and Japan are not the same place. I feel like making these distinctions is really important, even if we're not talking about martial arts. And this comes down to the language that we use.